Well, we got Erislandy Lara, him and Zerafa just got this thing underway with a minute and 40 seconds remaining in the first round. And you know, Erislandy Lara, he's 40 years old. So, you know, he's trying to definitely defend his title. Hopefully, Danny Garcia gets the winner of this fight. Danny Garcia was just up there. Big right hand by Lara. Nice jab by Lara. Danny Garcia was just on the podium with Brian Custer, and he basically said that he wanted the winner of this fight. So we shall see. You can tell that both of these guys are, you know, trying to establish their jab. Both of these guys are definitely advancing, and you know, the thing about it is this: Zerafa is 32 years old. So both of these guys are up in age. Good jab again by Lara. And Zerafa cannot find his range. He's throwing punches, though, but he just can't find, you know, his range. And he's missing a lot of punches, the jab and the cross. Salute to Crispy Chris. Thank you, man. I will definitely start doing more commentary more often. Appreciate that. I definitely will start doing that. No hold, no hold. Referee, come break these guys up. And 10 seconds remaining. I'm also going to be judging the fights as I'm commentating on them. Right hand lands partially by Zerafa, and that will conclude the first round of this fight. So not this fight, but the co-main event and the main event. I will judge both fights. Pitbull Cruz versus Rolly Romero, and the main event, Tszyu versus Sebastian Fundora. I will be judging both of those fights. So you see, for those of you that are not watching, Rachel Donaire and Nonito Donaire are both in the corner as the trainers of Zerafa. And so salute to the Donaires. Good opportunity for both of them. This begins round 2. Erislandy Lara and Zerafa, as Lara is defending the WBA middleweight world title. 2 body shots land for Zerafa, and there's a lot of holding going on. Hopefully the ref get in there and break these guys up, which the ref does. And, you know, Zerafa, he's starting to be a little bit more aggressive. There's a sense of urgency that I see. Both guys are throwing jabs and crosses, but they both missed. And I can tell that these guys really want to warm up. I'm looking at both of their body languages. Left hand lands by Zerafa. Body shot, uppercut, then he tries to hold, but it wasn't effective. He got to put some more mustard. Zerafa has to put a little bit more mustard on those punches if you want to get the attention of the American Dream. Lara lands a flush jab. Watch those jabs. Those jabs have been very effective thus far for Lara. He tries to land a 1-2 and he missed. Salute to everybody in the chat. If you're just joining us live and living color, come on in, have a seat. Come on in, come on in. Both of these guys are throwing punches, but they're not landing. I mean, Larry is doing a lot of, you know, good work with the jab. And Zerafa just can't find his range. He's throwing it, but it seems like he's like a half an inch short of landing the jab when he throws it. Left hand lands for Lara. Jab lands for Lara. 1 minute remaining in the second round. And the thing about it that I see here, from the opening bell, that Erislandy Lara, good right hand again by Lara. He is winning the foot battle, where his foot, right foot as a southpaw, is on the outside of Zerafa's left foot. And that's why he's always in position like he just was with that left hand, right and the left. My TV slow? He got knocked out? Why am I? Oh, you know why? Because I unplugged it and then moved the TV in here. So I think it's a little slow. Because everybody's saying congratulations to Lara in the chat, saying it's a horrible knockout. Oh! Straight left hand lands. And Zerafa, he looked hurt. He looked like he wanted to get up. He does get up. He backs up. And the referee does a great job. So my TV's slow. But I still got to act like the TV's not slow. Well, I'm not going to act like it's not slow, but I still got to go by what I see. That fight went off quick. Well, just listen. If you are just joining Live and Living Color, listen. In the next two fights, the co-main event and the main event, I will be scoring both fights. So when I commentate, I don't want to just sit up here and just tell you what I see. I want to use, my experience as a certified judge. Start judging these fights while I'm commentating, just to have a little bit of uniqueness compared to other channels, of course, that does do the commentary. So you all will have something else to look forward to besides me giving my analysis, Straight left hand, right down the pipe. See, that happened because he was winning the foot battle. He hit him with the 1-2. It was the straight one, bow. It was the jab, boom, bow. Straight left, and he was hurt too. Zerafa was hurt. But see, once again, like I told y'all, Lara's feet was in the right place. It's crazy because Erislandy Lara said that he was going to knock Zerafa out within 6 rounds in the promotion and buildup of this fight. Peace, Uptown boy, was good. I'm going to tell you something, Uptown. That's a really good question while you on break. The production looks very good. I'm thoroughly impressed with the production. That was one of the things that I was definitely looking forward to seeing, like how the production of Amazon Prime was going to look. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. And I like what Nonito Donaire is doing right now to Zerafa. He's keeping that ice on the back of his neck. You know what I mean? Zerafa didn't get the win tonight, but he got the opportunity to compete for the the WBA super welterweight title. So it's all good. Rolly Romero's in the back right now. Coming up next, him and Isak Pitbull Cruz. He's putting his gloves on as we speak. Look like he's having a little trouble getting them gloves on. Like, yeah, okay, they got him on. All right. Woo! Hey, listen, I'm going to tell y'all something, man. I believe that this Pitbull Cruz Romero fight is going to be fireworks. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be fire. That's what I believe. They're going to get that on. We know that Pitbull Cruz is more technically sound than Rolly Romero. We already know that. This might take over the main event. We know he's more technically sound. Matter of fact, I think he's I don't bet, but isn't he the they were showing the odds and everything. Rolly Romero, isn't he a plus 300 or something? What's up, the Keggy? He's like a plus 300 or plus 200 or something, right? If he win. So, look, Danny Garcia said he wanted the winner of this. Danny Garcia said, I want the winner. So he already wanted Larry anyway. He was supposed to fight Larry. I keep calling him Erislandy Lara. He was supposed to fight him anyway. So hopefully the next fight, Danny Garcia fights Lara. There you go. Straight. He hit him with the 2, the 1, and then the 2. Bow, boom, straight. That was a good punch. Now, Erislandy, man, I'm just going to call him Erislandy. I'm going to keep messing his name up. If Erislandy would have not lifted up his back foot when he threw that straight left, boy would have been out cold. Zerafa would have been out cold just now. But, hey, I'm going to tell you what else. As the cameras are panning the entire arena, I'm thoroughly impressed by what I see. That stadium, it looks filled up from what I can see. Yeah, Danny Garcia and Erislandy Lara should be next. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Let me tell you something. They looking good out there at the T-Mobile Arena. I'm talking about live gate. They're looking good. Listen, y'all gotta excuse me for snacking while I'm live. I don't like eating while I'm live and none of that. But we chilling today. This is not a live show. This is not our original broadcast. So I'm more relaxed right now, you know. I hope y'all don't mind. Y'all know how it is. Who I got tonight? What fight? Somebody asked me who I got. Danny Garcia versus Lara. Oh yeah, that should be next, Keggy. Who Uptown Boy said, nice. Who you got tonight for the win? Me? Which fight? Which fight, Uptown? The Rolly fight or the main event? I ain't gonna hold you. This Pitbull and Rolly fight. Listen, y'all, they done told me. Salute to my guy, member of the channel. Supervisor of the Roller Take Film crew. Jeremy Austin. What's going on, brother? Now listen, if y'all not watching the fight live, don't worry. I'm taking this thing full throttle. Yeah, if y'all not watching none of the broadcasts on Amazon Prime Live, don't worry. I'm going to cover both fights for you, the co-main and the main event, and I'm going to actually judge each round. I got to bring my experience of being a certified, trained judge. I got to bring all of that when I do commentary. Because y'all could have went on somebody else's channel. Y'all just want to hear somebody talk and tell y'all what they saw. I got to bring y'all some uniqueness. Y'all know how I do. I'm going to tell y'all something, man. Both of these guys are in tip-top shape. I watched the weigh-in very closely, like I always do. Both of these guys are in tip-top shape. I was very impressed by how professional both of these guys came into the weigh-in. I like that. I forgot my hold on, I'm gonna get my pen because I gotta score the fight. Now I'm not gonna tell y'all my scoring. I'm gonna try to do 3 rounds, 6 round, 9 round, 12 round. All right. I got my pad right here, but I need my pen. I'm telling y'all the punch that's gonna, listen, you heard it first here. If Rolly land that hook, he can possibly hurt Pitbull Cruz. Even though we know Pitbull got he got a big chin. If Pitbull Cruz land that overhand right against Rolly, he might knock Rolly down. We don't know. Well, let me get my pen real quick. Let me get my pen. Yeah, they about to get this thing on. They about to get this thing on. Appreciate the likes, y'all. The lights up. The lights up. Yeah, they about to get this thing all the way on. Got my pad here. About to get right into this judging. Yeah. Oh, they said DraftKings have Rolly at a plus 240. They got him at a plus 240. Yes, indeed. P Flame, what's up? Lucky McKinnels, what's going on? Man, they gonna get this thing on, man. So, Rolly Romero, 15 wins, 1 loss, 13 wins, coming by way of knockout. Of course, his only loss was from Tank Davis. And he's got a 4-inch height advantage. 4-inch height advantage over Pitbull Cruz and a 2-inch reach advantage over Pitbull Cruz. So that's going to be, you know, one of those advantages that Rolly's going to have to use immediately. Because if he lets Pitbull Cruz come on the inside, Pitbull Cruz know how to attack the body, especially when he pinned the opponent on the ropes. So Rolly's got to use, I know 2 inches is really not a lot, but he's going to have to use the 2-inch reach advantage. He's going to definitely have to use the 4-inch height advantage, you know, to keep Pitbull off him. And he has to use the jab, that jab. And I know his jab is not always flush because he always look for the straight punch, but he's going to have to do just a little better. And I'm talking about Rolly. He's going to have to do just a little better against Pitbull. Pitbull's a, man, I like Pitbull. Pitbull, man, I like him. 25 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 17 of those wins come by way of knockout. He's coming out right now, live and living color. And listen, if you're watching the fight, live and living color, please don't spoil it for those that are not watching it. In other words, is if you see something like a knockdown or a knockout, if you can help it, please don't put it in the chat, because there's a lot of people that's watching this live and living color and they are not aware of what's going on if they're not watching it. They're depending on me to provide the commentary. And if they look in the chat and say, man, Jamarty, it was already a knockout and you still calling, I don't want to spoil it for anybody. If you can help it. If you can. But we're going to have fun tonight. Pitbull Cruz, he's coming to the ring right now. And I want to tell y'all this because I think this is as equally as important. As the camera is panning around the entire arena, I'm telling you that the crowd is there tonight in Las Vegas. I'm thoroughly impressed with this card. The entire card. I mean, it's 4 world championship title defenses on this live broadcast. So that means a lot. You know, that's a good promotional card. I just want to let you know that. With that being said, though, the house is extremely packed. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's sold out, like it's not a few seats that are not occupied. What I am saying is the crowd is out there. They're panning the camera around periodically throughout the broadcast. It's a full house in there. I don't know if it's sold out completely, but it's definitely a full house. And that's the type of love that we should give to the promotion, because this is a good card. The entire card is a really, really good card. And these are the type of fights that we need to see more often, not just from PBC, but from the other promoters as well, so that we can bring boxing back to its rightful position in the sports category all across the world. Pitbull Cruz making his way to the ring. And of course, I turned the volume down. So I don't know what the reaction from the crowd that he's getting, but he is wearing a white sombrero. Yeah, I'm gonna get my scorecards together and get this thing organized. Now, Rolly Romero, he about to come out. He's about to make his way to the ring. Yep. Just getting my scorecards ready, y'all. If you're just joining us live, we got this thing on lock. Co-main event is about to start. I'm not going to just provide you with commentary inside of the rounds. I'm also going to provide you with my own scorecards. That's right. Most of you know this already. This is for the live audience that's just joining us. Come on in, have a seat. Rolly Romero is making his way to the ring as we speak. Now, most of you already know, I'm a certified judge, a lot of experience through the USA boxing program all around the world. And I'm going to use those trainings and those experiences that I've had to judge when I do live commentary from now on. Lucky, you can't say nothing, Luck. Lucky, you gotta let me do my job, Luck. Don't tell the people in the chat. What it is Luck. I know you just got here. I didn't know this, but what happened was I had unplugged the TV and moved it out here so we can be in front of the backdrop. Because I wanted the TV to be a little bit close up instead of watching all the TV back there on the wall. I wanted to be like a little close up. So I got my other small TV just close up. And so when I unplugged it though, I think when I unplugged it to come back, plug it back in the wall, I think it had the delay. So that my TV's a little delayed because of that. But I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to this commentary. Let me see something real quick. I wonder if I can fast forward to live. Oh, I can fast forward to live. Hold on, I got something for y'all. Hold up, I don't want to miss nothing. I'm gonna fast forward this thing to live. I didn't know I can do that. Hold on. I'm gonna fast forward this to live. All right, here we go. All right, it's still a few seconds off. I just want to make sure I physically see it. Round one, we here. You know, hey, both of these guys orthodox. Woo, they throwing punches, man. I'm going to tell you something right now. Up, overhand left. Lands by Pitbull. See, that's the punch that Pitbull is trying to land. He's trying to land overhand left, overhand right, and then attack the body. At least thus far, that's what we've been seeing. Rolly Romero is dancing on his feet, and we need to see him stationary and pump that jab out there to keep Cruz away from him. He got to do better with his jab, too, honestly. You can tell, and Rolly's holding, too. And you can tell that both of these guys got a lot to get off their chest here in the first round. They definitely are letting bombs hang out. Good body shot straight down the top from Rolly. I'm going to tell y'all something like this, straight from the top to the bottom from Rolly. I'm going to tell y'all the punch that's going to hurt Rolly, and I believe is the overhand right. I said this way before they even came out. He's got to do better by keeping his hands up. He's keeping his hands down, and he's moving to Pitbull's right. Pitbull is just letting his hands fly. Rolly's just holding on. He's holding on, you know, and if he's going to keep holding on like that, he still have to throw a punch with the other hand. Big left hook by Pitbull. Pitbull lands a right. Then a left. Oh, stanky leg. Oh, a big left hook by Pitbull with 50 seconds left in the first round. And Rolly's trying to hold on for dear life, but the referee Taylor gets in there and break him up. Salute the band up. Left hook, then a body shot by Pitbull. Got Rolly on the rope, and Rolly's trying to hold on. But I'm telling you something. He needs to keep his hands up. Left hook thrown by Pitbull-Cruz, but he missed. Twice he missed. He throws it again, and Rolly dips down. 15 seconds remaining in the first round, and you can tell that Pitbull-Cruz knows that that hook hurt Rolly, and he keeps on trying to go back to the left hook, left hook, left hook. The referee admonishes Rolly for keep holding. Body shot land from Pitbull, and that concludes the first round. Woo! I told y'all. Where my soda at, dog? Woo! Woo! Pitbull-Cruz stumbled Rolly Romero. It was first the left hook. It was the left hook that set that punch up. I'm going to tell y'all what concerns me right now. What's concerning me right now is that Rolly Romero been in this corner for 40 seconds and they did not remove his mouthpiece. Give him the time to breathe, because it was the left hook that started that exchange. It was the left hook from Pitbull-Cruz that started it. Then he landed it flush again. And then Rolly was just holding on his neck. He was holding on to him. Second round is here for the WBA super lightweight world title defended by Rolly. And Rolly keep backing up against the ropes. And I think when he keeps backing up, he's not giving himself an opportunity to defend, because he's going to get trapped. Because we know Pitbull-Cruz, once he gets you on the ropes, he's going to attack the body. And now Rolly is trying to come with his own arsenal of attack. Right hand partially blocked by Rolly. And Rolly does not have a good jab. He's pulling it out there, but he got to stick that jab out there. And he's holding. Rolly's doing a lot of holding in this round. He is being more assertive in his offense. Pitbull is just still coming. And the thing is, Pitbull is keeping his hands up. His guard is up. Big body shot. Right hand body shot landed by Pitbull-Cruz. And then Rolly lands a right hand of his own to the top. Rolly's holding on again. Right now, they have Romero at a plus 500. Good body shot. Landed by Cruz. And every time Rolly misses a punch, he starts holding on Pitbull. I don't know if his legs is all the way there, because his legs was wobbled in the first round, and he's still holding, but Pitbull-Cruz is just letting his hands go. The referee have to go right back in there to break these guys up. And Romero hits him with a good body shot. Good body shot by Pitbull now. Both guys landed good body shots in that round. And the referee is admonishing Rolly Romero for the third time with his excessive holding. Right hand lands for Rolly, but he backs up. But Pitbull-Cruz is very, very focused. You can tell that he's focused. He got his guard up. He threw a couple punches, but he missed. 45 seconds remaining in the second round. And Rolly is jumping on his bicycle. That is not the game plan that he needs. He's holding the back of the neck again. Rolly got to stop holding. The referee is going to take a point from him. That's not the game plan that he needs to stick to. Jumping on his bicycle. He needs to stick that jab out there. Good right hand lands. But the overhand right lands by Pitbull. Partially blocked. Body shot. Pitbull. 10 seconds remaining in the second. Another body shot. And now Rolly gets hit with a right hand, but he's coming back. Both of these guys is just looking at each other, and that concludes round number 2. Hold on for a minute, y'all. I'm gonna fast forward it real quick. I wanna, cause I think I'm a little. Hold on. I told y'all they're showing a replay. I'm telling y'all, it's the overhand right that's going to catch Rolly, because I've been watching him in his previous fights. He keep his hands down a lot. That's how he got caught with by Tank. But the referee just admonished him about 3 times already with the excessive holding. I'm trying to fast forward so we can be live in live time. All right. Well, I fast forwarded. 3rd round, 1 minute remaining. I want to make sure we all are on the same page, because I know people that's watching live. But anyway, body shot, land by Pitbull, left hook. He's just attacking the body with the other hand that Rolly is not holding with. And Pitbull is very patient, and Rolly just jumping on his bicycle, just running around the ring, jumping on his bicycle. Left hook thrown and missed by Pitbull. 30 seconds remaining. Left hook lands by Pitbull, and Rolly just hold him again while he's pressed against the ropes. And Pitbull is just very patient. Pitbull's body language is showing me he knows that he has Rolly in trouble. 10 seconds remaining. 3rd round. Rolly throws a 1-2, but it's blocked because Pitbull-Cruz had his hands up, and they're throwing, but they're missing. No punches landed flush except for that one. Rolly landed 2 good shots as the round concludes. My commentary's terrible. Well, I'm still rusty. I just got here. Ishmael, I appreciate you joining us. He said my commentary's terrible. Oh, he's talking about on the TV. Oh, I just talking about me. I'm rusty. I ain't do this since, what was the last fight I did? It don't matter. I'm glad y'all here. All right, so I'm going to give y'all my scorecards for all of you that just joining live in living color. I'm not going to just commentate on the rounds. I'm also looking for what I'm looking for as a judge. As a judge, I know what I'm looking at. Most of you know I'm certified, all that, blah, 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 blah. But I'm actually judging this fight and the main event. And every 3 rounds, I'm going to give you my scorecards. Right now, I have Pitbull-Cruz up 3 rounds to 0. For Pitbull-Cruz, 3 rounds for Pitbull, no rounds for Rolly Romero. And he's jumping on his bike again here in the 4th round. And Pitbull-Cruz is very patient. I mean, Rolly's throwing the punches, but he's not landing flush. And then there's Pitbull again. He's throwing body shots. He's landing a few because Rolly's holding with one hand, and then the other hand, Pitbull is just constantly throwing. They're on the inside grappling. They're holding. Referee comes in, break them up. Pitbull-Cruz throws a body shot. He lands. 1-2 thrown by Rolly, but Pitbull-Cruz has his guard up, and he's blocking all of those punches. Body shot laying again for Cruz. Rolly Romero jumping on his bike. He's moving, and he's going to tire himself out. He's moving like that. What he needs to do is stick that jab out there, pump the jab out there, go to Pitbull's body to stop him, slow him down for the later rounds. Rolly throws a right hand, partially blocked. Good body shot by Rolly. He needs to throw the jab. He's moving, but he's not throwing the jab. He's holding again. Referee admonishes him. Throw the jab out there, Rolly. That's the only way you're going to get this guy to stop. So then you can throw the right. Right hook lands by Rolly. Pitbull-Cruz missed 2 shots. Big left hook landed by Cruz. And Rolly just started jumping right on his bike after he got popped. And now he's holding again. Rolly Romero's holding again. That was a big left hook by Cruz. That was the biggest punch of the round. So he's using it as a rangefinder, just pulling it out there, but he's not throwing it. Rolly, I'm talking about, pushes Pitbull off. Pitbull lands an overhand right, but it was partially blocked. He lands an overhand right again. That was not partially blocked. He lands it again, but it looked like it was a shot in the back of the head. 30 seconds remaining in the fourth round. Rolly Romero is holding again. Pitbull Cruz is being very patient as he's walking slowly. Rolly lands a counter right. Did not affect Pitbull Cruz at all. 10 seconds remaining in the fourth round. Good block by Rolly. Pitbull Cruz threw 3 shots, but he missed all 3 of them. And that concludes the fourth round. Man, I tell you, this is an entertaining fight. Here's the issue. The issue is that Rolly Romero is jumping on his bicycle and he's not throwing anything. If you're going to slide out the back door, you got to throw something and land it, then get out the way. If you just start moving all around the ring, you're tiring yourself out. You got to plant your feet because the power comes from your feet. And what's happening is every time Pitbull Cruz get an opportunity to advance and land, Rolly get the holding. And what he needs to do is he needs to press that jab out there. Press it out there. They're showing a replay now where Rolly Romero caught 2 big shots, the right and then the left. Round 5 underway. Rolly is breathing with his mouth open. That concerns me, which is why I said he needs to stop trying to run so much. And he needs to be a little bit more strategic and get in the middle of the ring and try to outbox this guy. Cruz is just standing there, got his, man, he got the guards up. Body shot land by Cruz. Left hook to the body. Rolly jumps on his bicycle again. Pitbull Cruz lands an overhand right. Good right hook by Rolly, but he gets countered by a left hand to the body by Cruz. Right counter, uppercut lands by Rolly, but he's holding again, and he took a big right hand by Cruz. Cruz lands another right hand, and Rolly start backing up. Cruz throws a left hook, but he misses. Rolly just have an awkward style when he's backing up. And what he needs to do is he needs to get that jab out there, because if he don't, he's not throwing punches, and if he's not throwing, then he's not landing. They didn't do anything. That's why I can overtalk right now. Both guys are throwing punches, but they didn't land. Rolly lands a right hand. Big body shot landed by Pitbull Cruz. Rolly's pulling the jab out there, but he's not throwing it. He's just looking for one punch, which is the right hand, but it's not getting Pitbull Cruz's attention at all. He's jumping on his bike again. Pitbull Cruz threw the right hand, but he missed. Now there's holding. The referee got to back him up again. Now the referee tells Rolly Romero, you are holding too much. I read his lips. Body shot. Lands for Pitbull. Rolly start holding again. Referee breaks him up. Uppercut lands by Rolly. Right hand lands by Cruz. They both threw consecutive punches, but they missed. Body punch lands by Rolly. There's a time. There was a low blow that was unintentionally landed by Rolly, but the referee said that punch only happened because you put Rolly's head down. Referee calls time in, and now the 5th round resumes. Body shot land by Cruz. Cruz then lands a left hook. Rolly start holding again. Referee calls time, and in boxing, when a referee calls time, you already know what that means. He called 1 point. He's taken 1 point away from Rolly Romero because of the excessive holding. with 27 seconds remaining in the 5th round. Referee calls time in, and Pitbull Cruz throws a left hook, a big left hook, but he missed. Throws a body shot, lands it on the elbow. Rolly's jumping on his bicycle. Big right overhand, lands by Cruz. Cruz throws again, misses, but Rolly start exchanging with him. Left hook misses again by Pitbull Cruz with 3 seconds remaining in the 5th round, and that concludes the 5th round. And I can tell the confidence level of Rolly Romero is just starting to dissipate because I'm watching his body language. I got to take 1 point off for the scorecards here for excessive holding. Lifeline, what up? I cannot hear what Rolly's corner is telling him, because what I like to hear is instruction. Instruction. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm going to tell you what a problem that I see in Rolly's corner right now while the cameras are on the corner. I don't like seeing 1, 2, 3 people talking in the corner. 2 of the coaches are giving him instructions and talking to him in the corner. Every fighter should hear 1 voice. It should be 1 voice at all times in the corner, not 2. And 2 voices were giving Rolly instructions at the same time. And that can be confusing to a fighter. Here live, 6th round. Just started. Rolly's pumping the jab out there like I told him to do. Good uppercut that he lands, but Pitbull Cruz comes back with a left hook that caught Rolly's attention, and Rolly started backing up again. Big right hook landed by Rolly. Rolly start holding again. Body shots are thrown by the other hand of Pitbull Cruz. Right now, these guys are in the middle of the ring, stationary, and every time they're stationary, Rolly gets some good hits in. Like that one right there with the right hand and the uppercut. Then he throws the right hand again, but he gets countered by the left hook. And that's the part where every time Rolly gets countered, he starts jumping on his bicycle and start basically moving around the ring. And then he'll stop, and then he gets jabbed just like he did just now by Pitbull Cruz. And he's jumping on his bike again. Pitbull Cruz throws a left hook, catch Rolly attention. Rolly stops. Backing up to the ropes. And every time he does that, he start pivoting out. But he's not pulling the jab out there. He's still moving. Pitbull Cruz throws the overhand right. Was partially blocked. Rolly Romero looks extremely awkward when he's moving. Pitbull lands a big right hand. Body shot lands by Rolly. Pitbull Cruz is really starting to just relax a little bit. But what's going to happen is he's going to start having to pick the action up because Rolly is looking a little bit better with his punch output. Rolly Romero backs up, lands a good right hook. Moving around, making Pitbull Cruz miss, but he's not making him pay. Big overhand right by Cruz. Left, right, left by Cruz, but it was all 3 of those punches were blocked. 30 seconds remaining in the 6th. Uppercut land by Rolly. This is by far Rolly's best round with punch output and landing. Even though he looks awkward as he's jumping on his bike again, then he stops. 2 consecutive body shots landed by Cruz. Another body shot landed by Cruz. And then Rolly holds the back of Cruz's neck. Referee gets right in there. And this will conclude round number 6. Was that 6 or 5? I think that was 6. Definitely by far Rolly's best round. Mr. AMG, thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Thank you for your super sticker, man. Once again, if you're just joining us live, what I said in the last round, I'm going to say it again. In Pitbull Cruz's corner, there's two trainers that's simultaneously talking, and fighters need to hear one voice in the corner. Not two, not three, just one. Just one in between rounds. That was by far, the 6th round was by far Rolly's best round. 7th round is here, just begun. Pitbull Cruz starting to advance, but Rolly throws a right hand over the guard. That did land. He threw 3 punches, did not land. Pitbull Cruz just threw an overhand right that did not land. Both of these guys missed some big punches. Big right hand lands flush by Rolly as he's standing right in front of Cruz. But every time Cruz looked like he's going to advance, Rolly backs up or he holds. Partially hold. Referee gets in there to break both of these guys up. And now you see Rolly throwing the jab to the body, but he gets caught with a big left hook by Pitbull Cruz. Right hook lands by Rolly. Rolly's standing right in front of him. Trying to throw the uppercut. It partially land, but it's not having any effect on Pitbull. And now Pitbull throws a jab of his own. Misses. But he's looking for one punch. Pitbull Cruz is looking for either the overhand left hook or the overhand right. I'm behind by far. Oh my goodness. I should have never unplugged this TV. I should have left it where it was at. Hold on, let me see if I can go live. We're gonna go where the live at. Hold on, we're gonna try to go where the live at. Hold on. We're gonna go where the live at. Stay right there, y'all. We're gonna go where the live at. Somebody told me I'm off by far. Hold on, we're gonna go where the live at. Don't worry about it. You're gonna go right where the live at. Don't worry about it. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. Hold on, hold on. I know. I want to see it though. Oh, left hook land again. Right to left, right, left hook. And then the referee stopped the fight with 8 minutes. Oh, with 8th round, 2 minutes and 4 seconds. 2 minutes, 4 seconds in the 8th round. I'm live now. I had to catch up. I didn't know it was that daggone slow, but it was all good. Rolly Romero loses. TKO stoppage by Pitbull Cruz. Andre Smith, salute. All that trash Rolly Romero talked should not make him put his head down. He sold the fight. And you got to talk trash to sell the fight. But when you talk trash, you got to get in there and you got to back it up. And I told y'all before that Pitbull Cruz was more technically sound than Rolly Romero. We already knew that. But the bottom line is we have a new WBA champion of the world, and his name is Pitbull Cruz. No need for me to tell y'all what my scores were. I had a Pitbull Cruz up, extremely wide margin. In other words, is Rolly Romero definitely needed a knockout in this fight to win. Isak Cruz was patient the entire fight. He did not get overzealous in his attack, nor did he get overzealous in his pursuit. He did a very good job. He kept his hands up. They're showing the replay. It was a left hook that started that, a right left, and then a left again. And the referee, I believe that was a good stoppage. He took a lot of punches and they were unanswered. It was the left hook, the same left hook that started the wobbling of Rolly's leg in the earlier rounds. He tried to get up under the shot. As soon as he came up, Rolly hit him. Isak hit him right square on the chin with the left hook, then a right, then the left again, and then a right. It was a body punch. Then it was the left hook. Bow! Pitbull Cruz. Ooh. You said you doing what? Hey, Uptown Boy, what you doing? You watching my video with your headphones and blue blood voices coming through? Shh. Shh. Man, I don't know how his voice coming through. Who texting me? What's going on? Oh, that's my man. I know. They telling me what happened. I know, homie. Yeah. I mean, he landed 121 out of 319 power punches. I told Rolly what he had to do. He only landed 14 jabs out of 154. And that's because he was just pulling it out there. We know that Rolly Romero wasn't technically sound. But at the same time, I mean, world champion. So you got to give him credit. Pitbull Cruz is back, baby. I'd love to see Pitbull and Tank in the rematch. But remember, Pitbull now is at 140 pounds. Wonder who he's going to fight next. And I have to say this too, because most people don't realize this. This was Rolly Romero's first title defense. He didn't even get a chance to hold the belt for too long. But this is boxing and these things happen. That's Caleb Plant wife talking to Rolly Romero, right? Uptown Boy, click out and come back in. You don't need to hear his voice. Click out and come back in, brother. Yeah. You need to hear his voice when you see me talking. Because you know when you see my face and you hear him talking, this is going to make me look like I'm a liar. I don't know what Rolly's saying, but he's talking to Caleb Plant wife, the reporter lady. Yeah, we live. What's up? Make sure we live, cuz. Hold on a minute. All right, we straight. Pitbull Cruz wins by 8th round stoppage, TKO. Referee calls the bout at 2 minutes and 8 seconds. It was an onslaught. Once he saw that left hook land again, that hurt Rolly, he went to the body once, and then the next time he landed punch after punch after punch. He might have missed just one, which is the one that Rolly ducked under. But as soon as Rolly got back up from under the duck, he got caught flush in the chin, and that just set off a chain reaction, because at that point, all of those punches were unresponsive to Pitbull Rolly. And so now we have a new WBA junior welterweight champion of the world. His name is Isak Pitbull Cruz. So in the chat real quick, while we're waiting for the main event, what's next for him? What's next? In your opinion, what's next for Pitbull at 140? What's next for him? Because, you know, we got Ryan Garcia Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney, April the 20th. Hey, unification. The crowd is very receptive to Pitbull Cruz winning. The crowd looks really, really good in there, like I said earlier. I mean, I'm not going to say it's sold out, but it's definitely a packed house. This is a good card overall. Main event coming up shortly. Let me tell you, Pitbull definitely has a huge following. Pitbull has and like Kegi said, man, he's going to have an even bigger following. Even bigger following. But the crowd is electric tonight. It's a full house. Man, this was a good card. Main event coming soon. They got a little commercial thing going on. I'm getting my scorecards ready for the main event. So stay tuned. That's the only thing about Pitbull, that if he gets in there with a boxer, he'll get his head boxed off. But until then, he's making big noise. He's the 140-pound champion of the world now, and we know the 140-pound. They still in the ring celebrating. The 140-pound division is stacked with great talent, great competition. He moved up in weight, got a title shot. This was Romero's first title defense. This is boxing. These things happen. We want to see entertainment. We want to see fighters who have good styles that mesh up with each other so that at the end of the workday, we get our money's worth. And sometimes when we get our money's worth, sometimes there's fights on the card where we want to get our money's worth. That's not so entertaining. But the great thing about it is this card tonight, 4 world championship bouts on the televised portion of this pay-per-view. And guess what? They all ended in dramatic fashion. So pretty good so far. Even Erislandy Lara, you know, hey, he even knocked out Zerafa in the fight before this, and then now Pitbull Cruz TKO Rolly in the main event. Well, might be a knockout there. We don't know. What we do know is that Sebastian Fundora has a huge height advantage and a huge reach advantage. And we also know that he's a southpaw. Those are the 3 biggest advantages that I see that will work in Fundora's favor in this main event. Another favor that's really good for Fundora is that he does have power. He does. Now, granted, we haven't seen Tszyu get in there against a power puncher and really get caught and clipped with something. So we don't know how well his chin will hold up. But we might not even see that if Fundora bring his usual style here. And that usual style is fighting on the inside. In this fight, he cannot give ground to Tszyu because Tszyu will take all of the necessary disadvantages that Fundora have, use it against him, and then basically just knock him out. And so what needs to happen is he's got to keep Tszyu on the outside. How does he do that? The same thing I told Rolly to do against Pitbull Cruz. Establish that jab and keep that jab pumping all night long. All right? Keep the jab pumping. Keep it pumping. Keep Tszyu from getting on the inside. Even though, the most ironic thing of it all, even though is that Fundora's style is dominating and fighting on the inside. And they say you can't teach a dog new tricks, being as though it's been working for him all of this time. However, this is not a fight that he want to do that in. Hold on 1 second. Let's get the car running. I mean, the irony in this thing here, I mean, Fundora He's a plus 400. He's a plus 400 with DraftKings. So you know what that means, right? I want to put this in perspective, and that's why he's a plus 400. And I'm not here talking about boxing or betting. I'm not here to talk about betting odds. I'm going to give you all the reason why I believe he's a plus 400. He's coming off of a late notice. What, 2.5 weeks? He was already preparing to fight someone else. He get the call to fight in the main event on the same card. So it's like, hey, why not? Short notice. Fundora got the call. Not only that, he's coming off of his last loss last year, March 8th, I believe, 2023, where he suffered a devastating loss by knockout, from Brian Mendoza, who lost earlier and got beat up. But the point that I'm making is, Fundora coming off of a knockout loss. This is his first fight back. He's fighting against a guy who's been more active, a guy who has a lot of confidence, a world champion, so to speak, in 154-pound division. He does have 4 advantages working for him tonight. First, he does have power. Fundora does have power. Number 2, he's a southpaw. Number 3, he has the height advantage. Number 4, he has the reach advantage. And I'm talking about 7 to 8 inches of reach over Tszyu. The problem with all of that is that Tszyu fights very well on the inside. He likes to press the attack as well. Well, the problem for Fundora is that his strength is fighting on the inside. This is the time where, okay, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, this is a time where the new tricks from Fundora got to come out of the bag. I'm not saying don't fight at all on the inside. Yeah, you're going to have to mix your punches up on the inside. That's only when you're in close range. But you don't have to be in close range, Fundora. Fundora doesn't have to be in close range. All he has to do is continue to work that jab, pop that jab out. And the moment that he gets the range to throw the left hand straight down the middle, he can continuously catch Tszyu, and that jab can break the rhythm and the timing of Tszyu. Because Tszyu has power. Tszyu knows how to fight on angles. Tszyu does a great job cutting the ring off. We see Fundora in his previous fights. When he's not on the inside, he's backing up, right? Taking a step or two back, keeping his hands down, which got him dropped in the Erislandy fight and then got him knocked out by Brian Mendoza last year. Remember, I told you, anytime a fighter gets knocked out, especially when they take punishment beforehand, we see fighters get beat up and then fighters get beat down. There's 2 types of beatings. And we're going to see Fundora show us whether he got beat down in his last fight or he just got beat up. They're showing the camera on a lot of people that's sitting ringside, like Leo Santa Cruz, 4-time world champion. You got Ugas, Floyd Mayweather Sr. Salute, Mr. Anderson. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Cruz mentioned everybody except for Sabrio Matias. So there you have it. Cruz must have mentioned everybody except for Matias. Errol Spence Jr. is there. So is Caleb Plant. He's just said, I'm back. Pumping on his chest, Errol Spence just says the words, I'm back. Well, if he's back, then he'll get the winner of this fight. Or Terrence Crawford can get the winner of this fight. If you heard my video that I published earlier, you'll see who I believe is going to probably get the next fight. Let's look at what they got up here. I mean, Fundora, 6'6". Tszyu, He's 5'9". Fundora, reach, 80. Tszyu, 70.5. The guy got nearly a 10-inch reach advantage and a 7-inch height advantage over Tszyu. Please don't fight on the inside, because if you do, Fundora, you're going to sleep tonight. I'm telling you that now. I think that this is going to be a very, very good fight while it lasts. Salute, Electric Agitator. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Electric Agitator says, thank you for the content. You are very welcome. Listen, I want to be unique in everything I do here on YouTube. So when you come over here and I'm doing my live commentary, which this is not going to be the only fight that I'm doing live commentary on, but as much as I can, I'll do live commentary moving forward. However, this is going to make me unique from others. I'm also going to do live commentary along with using my certification training and skill set of judging fights. Now, it's going to be different for me because I'm actually judging watching TV opposed to me being ringside, particularly in the USA Boxing program. So I'm going to give y'all both live commentary during the rounds, and then after the round, I'm going to actually score the fights. And then after round 3, after round 6, after round 9, and of course, at the end of the fight, in the 12-round fight like this main event, I will read off my scorecards. Fair enough? Great, because the towering Inferno, Sebastian Fundora, is making his grand entrance to the ring. Once again, let me say this again. This is important. Sebastian Fundora has a 7-inch height advantage and a 10-inch reach advantage over Tszyu. Salute, my guy, Smooth Criminal. Thank you for your support and contribution to the channel. Manager Marty at night. Fire. You better believe it. Manager Marty at night. Y'all know I don't hang up this late unless we on for like 3 or 4 hours prior to. Salute to my guy, JSAR72, member of the channel, supervisor of the Road to Tape Film crew, Lifeline Music, what up? Tower Inferno. Here you go. He's stepping in the ring as we speak. I wonder who the referee is in this fight. All right. That's my man right there. That look like Harvey Doc. If I'm not mistaken, hold on. Y'all know that's my guy right there. If that's him, you know I'm gonna call him. You know I'm gonna call him on Monday. See if me and him talked what was that, last month? Yeah, Harvey Doc will be back on the show. I talked to him last month. And I want to apologize in advance. I don't like eating on camera, but we chilling tonight. We falling back. It's late night. We just cruising. So I'm just doing a little snacking if y'all don't mind, all right? I know y'all don't mind. Hope y'all don't mind. Listen, I'm going to tell you the punch that's going to hurt Fundora if he keep doing all this inside attacking. It's going to be the overhand, because he leans down a lot too. Fundora leans down when he's in there. I'm talking about all this, the scoring zone. He going to get caught with an uppercut or the overhand. Watch, you going to see. He better not get on the inside unless he really have to. Hey, Smooth Criminal, I like that, brother. He said, little snack. Yeah, I'm just having a little snack. Well, Victor Conti said that fighters usually start doping at nighttime before they go to bed. So even they have a little snack, the ones that's doping. You know what I mean? And the snack I'm talking about is S-N-A-C-K. I don't want nobody suing me saying that I'm saying that snack is doping. I'm not saying that. S-N-A-C-K. We need answers. Tszyu making his grand entrance to the ring. We're going to see. Tszyu eyes. I like looking at the fighter's eyes and facial expressions when they walk into the ring. Tszyu looks ready. Fundora looked a little relaxed. But remember, this is Fundora's first fight back after 370-something days of not competing. So that's going to be a disadvantage for Fundora. The layoff, because Tszyu been active. No, he didn't step over the ring. I think the ropes, like WWE. He actually crouched down and jumped in. But Tszyu, he just looked extremely focused. I'm telling you, I'm looking at his face. He's pumped and ready. All right. Jimmy Lennon Jr. is giving us the particulars. So I want to say this while they're announcing these guys. Jimmy Lennon is announcing these guys. In the video I published earlier, I made a reference about credit, right? Now, Tszyu, in my opinion, it's not going to matter, but he's probably not going to get all of the full credit that he deserves. And it's not his fault. But he's fighting a guy who's coming off of a year layoff, his first fight back. In the year layoff, before that layoff, he suffered a knockout loss and was badly hurt. Not only that, but the strength of Fundora is fighting on the inside, which should be a disadvantage for Tszyu, but it's not. Why? Because Fundora don't fight on the outside and use his jab and use his height. Yes, he's a southpaw. Yes, he has a 10-inch reach advantage. Yes, he has a 7-inch reach advantage. And yes, he has power. But his chin has been tested several times. And that's playing into the hands of Tszyu. Tszyu has a mean uppercut on the inside. He goes to the body periodically. He has an overhand. Tszyu can fight. And we also see another disadvantage for Fundora. He backs up a lot, being the taller guy. And tonight, we're going to see if an old dog can be taught new tricks. He has to show new tricks to beat Tszyu. This is a huge mountain. He's a major underdog, plus 400 over there with DraftKings. He's a last-minute replacement. And that's another big disadvantage for him. We don't make excuses in boxing. He signed up for it. And let me say this, because this is important. He was scheduled to fight on this very card. Not in the main event, but on this very card against someone else that he's been training for months. So he only had a few weeks to get ready to fight Tszyu, and equally Tszyu only had a few weeks to fight him as well. They are announcing Tszyu. I just confirmed it earlier, but I wasn't sure. Now I'm reconfirming the referee in this fight is my guy, a guy who I interviewed on this channel. The referee for the Devin Haney-Lomachenko fight. The referee for the Errol Spence-Terrence Crawford fight. And I'm talking about the great Harvey Dock. So hopefully we can get Harvey back on the show. I spoke with Harvey. Well, we corresponded last month. And hopefully we can get him back on the show. He definitely can't wait to come back on. And he told me he had a great time the last time I interviewed him, as he's actually given the pre-fight instructions in the middle of the ring, Tim Tszyu looks just, I'm going to tell y'all something, man. I like what I see in Tim Tszyu's eyes. He is extremely focused. Fundora looks a little bit relaxed. But remember, this is his first fight back, coming off of a long layoff and a knockout loss. We're going to see. First round underway right now. First round is here. Both men in the middle of the ring. Fundora pumping that jab out, but not stiff. He's just throwing it out there. Tim Tszyu ducking under that jab. Fundora's legs is too wide apart for my liking. I don't like what I see thus far. And now you see Tim Tszyu advance with throwing 2 punches, but he missed. Keep pumping that jab. Left hand thrown by Fundora. He's throwing the jab, but of course he's missing a lot. Now he's a plus 500 all of a sudden. And Tim Tszyu throws the overhand right. Remember, I told you it's going to be an overhand or the uppercut. He throws it. Looked like he landed partially. 1 punch landed out of the whole fight thus far. Tim Tszyu looks extremely focused. First time Fundora throws the left. Miss, but Tim Tszyu lands with his straight right to the body. Both men standing toe-to-toe. And they're just throwing punches, but nobody's landing thus far. Tim Tszyu pulling the jab out. He's parring the jab. Timing him through the right hand. He missed. Fundora throws the straight left. He misses. Tim Tszyu throws the straight right to the chest, and then he comes with an overhand right, but he misses. So I see exactly what's about to happen. I see exactly what Tim Tszyu is trying to do. Both guys are just, trying to throw a jab, and they both missed. Fundora did not land 1 clean punch just yet. Of course, he is a southpaw, which is another advantage for Fundora. Left hand, straight to the body by Tim Tszyu. He's just pawing the jab out there. And Tim Tszyu parries, throw the overhand right, and a big right hand snaps Fundora's head straight back with 45 seconds remaining in the first round. Another big right hand lands for Tim Tszyu. And they're back in the middle of the ring. And I can tell what's happening is Tim Tszyu is looking for an opening with the right hand. Fundora standing toe-to-toe. He's throwing the jab, but it's not aggressive enough. It's not hard enough, and he's keeping himself wide open for the right hand. And Tim Tszyu is looking for the opening. I see him. He's looking for the opening with the right hand. And Sebastian Fundora is losing the foot battle. Big left hook land by Fundora. Didn't affect Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu tried to counter with the right hand, partially blocked, and that concludes the first round. Tim Tszyu obviously landed 3 good punches, but the thing about it is when he landed that right hand that snapped the head back of Fundora, he was winning the foot battle. And so what needs to happen, because Fundora was out of position, what needs to happen is Fundora needs to keep his right foot on the outside of the left lead foot of Tim Tszyu. That's how he's not only is that how he's going to establish the jab, but guess what's going to happen? Tim Tszyu is going to be right in range for the left hand to shoot straight down the middle. I got to score that round. It is very obvious that there is a height and reach difference in this fight, but Tim Tszyu is already making his target when he throws the right hand. Both guys, middle of the ring. But the Sebastian Fundora's right foot is constantly on the inside of Tim Tszyu's lead foot, which is why he's going to get caught with the right hand. He's got to reposition himself because he's leaving his body and his head open for the right hand. I mean, the overhand right is going to land flush if he don't get his right foot on the lead. And the reason why I can keep over talking is because right now Fundora's throwing the jab. It's not stiff enough. It's just out there. But that none of the punches are landing. He's throwing it out there. Overhand right, missed by Tim. He's still not in the right position. It reminds me when Tank Davis fought Ryan Garcia, when Ryan Garcia's foot was definitely off. Big right hand partially lands by Tszyu. Fundora has to be a little bit more accurate with that jab. He's just throwing it out there softly. He needs to throw a stiff jab. He's trying to wind up with the left hook that he just landed, that he just threw, but he missed. And he's missing the jab because he's not being stiff and assertive. That jab just landed, but Tszyu is counting every time he feels like he's getting touched, which is not a lot. 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in the second round. Right hand down the middle lands for Tszyu. Fundora's feet is out of position. And this is why he's getting caught with the right hand. Like just now, big right hand landed twice for Tszyu. Another right hand lands for Tszyu. Tszyu knows that the body and the head is open of Fundora. Big right hand landed again by Tszyu. All of this is happening. Big right hand again landed by Tszyu. He threw the right hand again, but it did not land. It was partially blocked. All of this is happening because Fundora has his feet in the wrong position, technically speaking. Jab finally lands for Fundora, but it did not affect Tszyu. He throws the left hand. He missed. He missed again. Throws the jab. He missed again. Counter punch by Tszyu. Tszyu is waiting to counter with the right hand. That's what's happening. 15 seconds remaining in the second round. Tszyu is countering with the right hand now. And he landed that one. Big left hook lands by Tszyu. I don't know who, but somebody's bleeding. Tszyu off balance. Way to close the show. Somebody's bleeding profusely. All this blood. Oh, it's his nose. Fundora's nose is bleeding profusely as that closed out the second round. He's got to start landing a more authoritative jab. Just getting it out there like that and just and down here and then up here, and it's not stiff and it's not aggressive and assertive. What's happened is Tszyu is going to start countering like he just did. I'm watching what he's doing. He's countering now. He's allowing Fundora. Okay, looked like it was a headbutt. Tszyu head, top of his head is bleeding profusely up here. So it might have been a headbutt. Blood is just gushing right out of here, right here. And there's a time that Harvey Doc just called. Ooh, that's like a bad cut from what I see. Man, that's like a bad cut. Right here on the top of the head. Let me stop doing that because my hairline already backed up and receding. I don't know if I touch my hairline, my joint gonna be back here. Let me just stop. Y'all know where's it at? Up here, around here, around this area right here. Now in the ringside position is up here talking to Harvey Doc. It looked like they're gonna let the fight continue right now. It was an elbow. Somebody said it was an elbow. Fight resumed. Third round. Tszyu throws a jab to the body. Now Fundora's trying to counter with the left twice, but he missed. Big right hand lands by Tszyu. Tszyu lands another big right hand. He's swinging for the fences. He lands a left hook. And now Tszyu is trying to get this fight over because the blood is gushing down his face. And you know when blood hits your eyes, you can't see. Tszyu is wiping the blood with his glove, and he lands a right hand flush down the middle. Man, I'm going to tell y'all something, man. Right hand lands, but it didn't affect Sebastian Fundora. Jab lands for Fundora. Left hand misses from Fundora. He's throwing the jab out there a little bit more authoritative, but He's on the inside. Uppercut thrown by Tim, but it didn't land. Tszyu is being affected by the blood because now he really can't see as much. I can tell that he's just throwing. Oh, big left hand landed by Fundora, and then a big right hand lands, and Fundora's on the inside with an uppercut, but he missed. Way to block that. That was a good block by Tszyu. Tszyu just caught a big right hand by Fundora, and Fundora's on the inside trying to bang it out with Tszyu because he knows the blood is gushing down his face. Left hand lands by Fundora. The jab lands by Fundora. Left hook lands, and now Fundora's on the inside, backing Tszyu up. Tszyu is in the corner. The blood is gushing right out of his head. This fight might be stopped because there's no way they can let this fight continue. The jab is being thrown by Fundora, but he's not landing it. He did just land a big left hand in the uppercut to Tszyu, and the blood is just gushing down Tszyu's face, and I'm telling y'all, he can't see. But Tszyu is standing right there, toe-to-toe. Fundora pumping the jab out there, but it's not authoritative, and that's why it's not effective. He needs to make sure that that jab is effective because Tszyu is still dangerous. Double jab land from Fundora. Left hand lands by Fundora. Right hand thrown by Tszyu, but he missed. Too much blood is gushing out of his head, man. And neither one of these guys held yet with 20 seconds left in the third round. And they're standing toe-to-toe. And Fundora is doing extremely better in this round. And there's blood all over both of these guys. Tszyu cannot land a punch yet. Big right jab landed flush for Fundora. And that concludes the round. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, Harvey Doc is going to call time again, and he's definitely going to get the ringside physician up there. So what happened was, oh, looked like an elbow. Ooh, man, excuse me. Blood's just starting to gush. Let me see. They're trying to show us how the cut happened. So Tszyu runs into the elbow of Fundora. His elbow was up. He didn't move it. He didn't even know what happened. I don't know, man. I think what's going to happen is Harvey Doc is going to let these guys do what they do. This is all standard protocol in the rest period. And then when the bell ring, he's going to call time. Then he's going to ask for the physician to probably come up to the ring. He could do that. They put a lot of Vaseline up here, and he didn't do that in this round because the Vaseline is covering it. But now we're in the beginning of round 4, and Fundora seemed like he's getting more confident because he just landed a big straight left hand. If his feet was in the right place, he would be more effective. Big right hand land by Tszyu. Tszyu lands the left hook. If Fundora's feet was in the proper place, that straight left would hurt Tszyu. But his right foot is still on the inside. And he throws a double jab. He lands one. Tszyu throws an uppercut. He missed. Fundora throws a left hand. He misses. Tszyu swinging for the fences, and then he misses. Both of these guys standing toe-to-toe, man. Jabs are being thrown by Fundora, but they're missed. They're not even in range. Tszyu's only option is counterpunching like he just did with the left and then the right. Fundora breathing with his mouth open. You can see his mouth guard. Fundora throwing the jab. That jab did land. Blood is just running straight down the face of Tszyu, man. I mean, badly, too, profusely. Fundora on the inside, he's throwing, but he's not really landing. Like he threw 2 jabs, no landing. No big punch has really landed in this round. But I can tell that both guys are definitely trying to be as confident as they can. Tszyu standing there throwing left hooks. They missed. It looks like Fundora's nose is bleeding. And then Tszyu head bleeding, double jab, thrown by Fundora. One of them did land. These guys are throwing, but nothing's landing right now. It's blood all over the place on both of these guys. Jab is being thrown by Fundora. Right hand thrown by Tszyu. He misses. All these punches are actually being missed. Big left hand just landed by Tszyu with a counter punch. Fundora throwing the jab. He threw the left hand. He threw the jab. He missed with the left hand, but he did land partially with the jab. His feet is still in the wrong place. Both of these guys landed the jab. Then Tszyu lands a right hand, but it had no effect with 10 seconds remaining in the fourth round. Both of these guys standing toe-to-toe, man. Time. My goodness. I mean, the top of Tszyu's head is bleeding extremely. They cannot stop the blood coming out of his head, man. It's a big cut like this on the top of Tszyu's head. I don't know if his nose is bleeding also, but it's blood all over this guy's face, man. I don't even know if Fundora's nose is broken, because if it is, it's going to affect his breathing in about a round or two. If they stop this fight, they will go to the scorecards, because now it's over the 4-round mark. This is the 5th round. So if this fight is stopped, they will go to the judges' scorecards, and whoever was winning at the time of the stoppage of the 4th round will win this actual fight. Fundora's nose is still bleeding. Now it begins. 5th round. Both of these guys throwing punches. Fundora looked like he's building a little bit more confidence as he's throwing the jab. He's not landing anything, but he did just throw 5, 6 jabs and 1 left hand. Tszyu, he throws 2 jabs. He misses. Both of these guys are standing in proximity, but both of these guys are missing. Straight left hand lands by Fundora. Biggest punch of the round thus far. Left hand thrown by Fundora. The hook misses. Both of these guys are waiting to see who's going to punch first, but Fundora is trying to be the first one as he threw a right hand. He threw a left hook, and that left hook did land, but it didn't do a lot. Tszyu lands a right hand. Left hook missed by Fundora, but the right hand, that jab did land. Tszyu is trying the best he can to counterpunch. Fundora's throwing punches. Tszyu landed a good body punch. Uppercut land by Fundora. Nothing is affecting either one of these guys. Left hook thrown by Tszyu, but he missed. And now Fundora looks like he's trying to get that inside game on. Big right hand landed for Tszyu. Left hook land for Tszyu over the top. Right hand land by Fundora. Fundora's trying to do those uppercuts that he always do on the inside. And every time he does that, Tszyu makes sure he have his hands up. I mean, both of these guys are still bleeding. Profusely, by the way. With under 1 minute to go. Big left hand lands by Tszyu. But Fundora stands right there. He's throwing his jab, but he's not landing. He is throwing it, but he is not landing. Tszyu throws the left hook. He missed, but he caught Fundora with a big right hand. Fundora standing right there in front of him. Feet still in the improper position in my personal assessment. And Tszyu is trying to gain confidence right now. Fundora's throwing, but he's not landing. He's pawing the jab out there, but it's not authoritative. He is throwing it, though. You can tell that both of these guys are very determined to land some big shots. Fundora's getting that jab pumping, but he's not landing. Tszyu ducks under the left hand. And that was a Tszyu round. So up into the 5th round, I actually had this fight a draw. Up into the 5th. We're moving into the second half of this fight. So we shall see. Vaseline has been put on Tszyu. Look like both. Is this both his eyes puffy too? Yeah. You can tell both of these guys been in the fight. Neither one. Tszyu head won't stop bleeding. Fundora's nose won't stop bleeding. Harvey Doc calls the fight into action here in the 6th round, 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And Tszyu looks like he's getting a little bit more confident. Fundora lands the left hand. Tszyu getting more confident. Right hand lands by Fundora. Fundora's throwing the jab out there, but he's not landing. He's throwing the jab, he's throwing the jab, he's throwing the left hand twice in a row. He misses. Tszyu did land a straight right hand. He's throwing the jab, but Tszyu is parrying the jab and then he's countering. None of these guys are really doing nothing. Left hand partially blocked. Tszyu threw that one. So Tszyu, he lands a big left jab. And then Fundora comes back with his right jab. Blood all over the place. Fundora's throwing the jab, but he's missing. Tszyu just missed. Good right hand partially landed by Tszyu. Big left hand lands by Tszyu. Every time Fundora gets in range, Tszyu throws a punch. Like right there, he just threw one to the body. Body shot land by Fundora. Jab land by Fundora, but the other two missed. These guys are just standing there. They're throwing big left hook and then a right hand land by Tszyu. Fundora didn't even budge. Jab lands by Fundora. As he's pivoting, lands a left hand. 1-2 thrown by Tszyu. Tszyu misses the 1-2. Left hand lands by Fundora. Straight down the middle. If he moved a step over and let his right foot be on the outside, that left hand will land extremely flush right down the middle. But of course, Fundora can't hear me. What do I know about boxing? 10 seconds remaining here in the 6th. Fundora's throwing punches, but he's not landing. And somebody told me earlier in the chat that over-talking is not a word. Did they say over-talking? Did I say over-talking? Yeah, one of them. I seen somebody in the chat. Thank you for your correction. I thought over-talking was a word. Or maybe it's not. All right. We 6 rounds in the bag. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew. Man, they cannot stop the bleeding on Tim Tszyu's head. And then the doctor is in. Harvey Doc calls time. And now he's telling Tim Tszyu, if you won't be able to see, I'm going to stop it. But Tim Tszyu wiped the blood off so that he can see. Now we on. Round number 7. Fundora's feet is still in the improper position, and that's why he don't have the leverage to throw that jab or that straight left, giving Tim Tszyu an opportunity to land his punches. I got this score the same as Joe Goosen's, 58 for Tim Tszyu, 56 for Fundora. And Tim Tszyu just landed 2 punches before I said that. And now Fundora's starting to back up, but he just landed 2 double jabs, or 2 jabs, which is a double jab. Jab lands again for Fundora. He's a little bit more aggressive with that jab. Tim Tszyu throwing, but he missed. It looks like Fundora's trying to gain position to throw the left, but his feet is still in the wrong place. So even if he's throwing the left, he's going to be out of position, and that's how he's going to get countered. Because right now, Fundora's throwing the punches, but they're not landing, and Tim Tszyu puts his earmuffs up every time, and he's looking for the counter. Like right there, but he missed. Left hand lands by Tim Tszyu. Body punch land by Tim Tszyu. Fundora's pumping that jab out. He did land one of them, but he's pumping it out. And because his feet is out of position, he can't land the left hand. But that was 2 big jabs that Fundora landed. Left jab lands by Tim Tszyu. I mean, both of these guys are standing toe-to-toe. They're very determined. They don't want the blood to stop. Left hand landed behind the guard of Tim Tszyu. Jab, 2 jabs land, and a cross land for Fundora. That blood is just pouring straight down the head of Tim Tszyu. Jab pops the head back of Tim Tszyu, and that body shot from Fundora. Tim Tszyu's just standing right there. That jab lands again for Fundora. Fundora's doing a good job outworking Tim Tszyu in this round. 2 left hands just landed for Fundora. The jab lands. A jab land again for Fundora with 7 seconds remaining in the 7th round. Fundora did really good in that round. It's too much blood all over the place. Blood on the nose, coming out of the nose, which is more controlled than the blood that's coming out of Tim Tsz유's head. We're going to see if the ringside physician jumped back in the ring or on the apron again in this round. And I think Tim Tszyu's nose is bleeding too, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if Fundora's nose is broken. I don't think his nose is broken. Because usually when your nose is broken, of course, one of the telltale signs is that your nose keep bleeding, but your eyes get black and puffy and they start closing. So that's not what's happening. But round 8 is underway. Body shot lands by Tim Tszyu. Fundora throwing the jab out there, trying to let his hands go. Countering Tim Tszyu with that right hand. Tim Tszyu going for broke, but he missed. Tim Tszyu partially lands a body shot. That blood is really affecting Tim Tsz유's sight in his left eye. Uppercut lands by Fundora, but he caught him on the way out, and it wasn't extremely flush. Now Fundora is jabbing. His feet is still not in the proper position. Left hand lands around the guard for Fundora. Left hand lands again for Fundora. I can tell that Fundora's being a little bit more aggressive with his jab. But because his feet is out of position, he can't land that left hand flush. All of that was blocked. All of those punches right there were blocked. Overhand right lands for Tszyu. Body punch land for Tszyu. Fundora gets the holding. Now Harvey Dock, the referee, let him work it out. Tszyu landed straight right. Excuse me, he threw a straight right, but he missed. And both of these guys are standing toe-to-toe. Big left hand thrown by Fundora, but he missed. Jab did land for Fundora. This is for the WBO and the vacant WBC super welterweight world championship of the world. Tszyu throwing two big body punches. One of them did land. And now they both on the inside. Now Fundora trying to let his hands go, but he's missing. Tszyu's doing a good job throwing that straight punch to the body. Now he throws a hook to the body, and he did land that. Right hand lands by Tszyu. Now they on the inside. And Tszyu is just waiting for the counter, too. That's what he's doing. He's waiting for the counter. Now he's going low with the straight punches. He just landed a big right hand on Fundora. 25 seconds remaining. Double cross lands for Fundora. Right hand lands for Tszyu. They standing toe-to-toe. Double jab lands for Fundora. Left hand block. Tszyu does a good job keeping his earmuffs up. Good job. One jab for Fundora to end the round. That was a very, very, very close round. That round could have went either way. But we got to give it to the guy who was more effective in that round. So they're showing a replay of how the cut actually happened, where Tszyu runs right into the elbow of Fundora. He ran right into it, actually. Right into it. And you know what it is Fundora's a very tall guy, but he's extremely, extremely skinny. So you know when you got real skinny arms, it's all bone right there, man. And the blood have not stopped flowing right out of this area, because there's a split right here of Tszyu. They cannot control that blood. They putting Vaseline on it. They just can't control it. Round number 9. For the WBO and vacant WBC 154-pound world titles. Both of these guys are throwing big punches, but they didn't land any. Tszyu, good straight hand to the body. Fundora's pumping that jab out there. That left hand landed flush for Tszyu. Both of these guys are throwing, but they're not landing anything. But I can tell you right now, uppercut lands by Fundora. Both of these guys both of these guys, win, lose, or draw for both of these guys. These guys got mad heart. Big heart, man. Both of them. Warriors. Fundora throws the jab. He didn't land it, but he did land 2 right hands. Then he just landed that jab. Left hand lands again. Every time he throws the right hand and he gets close, he throws the left behind it. Sometimes he misses, sometimes he does not. I would say this is a very, very close fight. Definitely a close fight. Left hand lands for Fundora. Jab lands for Fundora. Makes Tszyu reset. Countered by Fundora with the right hand. Fundora is throwing the punches. Some of them are not landing, but this was one of his better rounds. Decisively, body shot lands by Fundora. Then a big right hand lands by Tszyu that popped the head back of Fundora. Fundora is pivoting around, and every time he throws that left hand, he misses because his feet is out of position. I've been saying this all night long. He can make this fight a little bit more easier for him. Left jab lands for Fundora. Fundora responds with a double jab of his own with 30 seconds remaining here in the ninth. Jab by Fundora. Right hand lands for Tszyu. Both of these guys are bleeding profusely. 3 consecutive jabs land by Fundora. Double salute. Big Noble Royalty. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. What it do, Marty? Enjoying the commentary. Thank you very much. 5 seconds remaining in the ninth round. This was a very, very close round. Both guys were extremely active. Wouldn't be surprised if 3 judges had this round either way. This was what I call a swing round. That was the ninth round, and let me score it appropriately. And I'm going to have to read my scorecards. Let me add them up. Where's my phone? I don't feel like doing math in my head because I don't have a lot of time, which I can do. Let me get the scorecards ready for you. Round 10. Got the fight. Tszyu up 86 to Fundora 85. That's my scorecard. 86-85. Tszyu 86-85 for Fundora. But whose card is this? Joe Goosen has an 86-85 the other way around. You see that swing round I was telling you about? I know how to judge. 10th round right here, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Fundora is gaining confidence, but he's not landing punches. He is throwing, though. Tszyu throws a left hook, but he misses. Jab thrown by Fundora, he misses. They both standing there with their mouth open, but Tszyu is keeping his guards up, and he's doing good with the defense. The big right hand, straight, landed by Tszyu. Tszyu hit him with a big right hand again, straight. Backs Fundora up. Hit him with another body shot. Fundora putting the pressure on Tszyu. Tszyu putting the pressure on Fundora, but Fundora just hit Tszyu with a straight left that popped his head back slightly. Big round for Tszyu. He gets clocked with a jab. Right jab lands for Fundora. Left hand lands for Fundora, but it wasn't flush. He's throwing the left hook. It's not landing because he's out of position. Tszyu, way to slip those punches. This round can be up for grabs. Final minute remaining in the 10th. Fundora lands a left hook behind the guard. Left hook lands again behind the guard. But a big right counter by Tszyu. Uppercut lands by Tszyu, making Fundora pivot a little bit. And the blood is just gushing out of the head of Tszyu. And I can tell you right now, he can barely see. But he saw that because he just landed a big right hand on Fundora. Didn't have a lot of effect on it. And Fundora comes back with his own left. 30 seconds remaining in the 10th round. Big left hand lands for Tszyu. And then Fundora comes back with a big left hand that slightly makes Tszyu head go back. He just landed a jab again by Fundora. Way to slip the punch by Tszyu. Another big round for both fighters. 10 seconds remaining in the 10th round. Big right hand that I think stole the round by Tszyu. It was a round that was up in the air, and I was just about to say another swing round until Tszyu just landed that right hand flush. My goodness, I won't be disappointed if this fight go either way. It was a big right hand that landed right on the chin of Fundora. He sat right there, ate it, licked his fingers and threw some more punches. Body shot landed for Tszyu, and that was not a low blow. That was right there on the belt line. It was a good punch, and I definitely scored that. Tszyu had a really, really good round. Really good round. Landed a 1-2. They're showing the replay of the 10th round. This is what true champions are made of, y'all. The championship rounds, the 11th and 12th rounds. This is what true champions are made of. This fight is a close fight. I had it 86-85 going into the last round for Tim. Joe Goosen had it 86-85 going the other way. Both guys look like they're very determined. And Tszyu, he's countering. And the reason why he knows he can counter is because he knows that Fundora's right foot, is in a bad position. Joe Goosen gave that last round for Fundora. I gave the last round to Tszyu. Could have went either way. Bottom line is we're in the championship rounds. Left hand lands by Fundora. Both of these guys are throwing, but they're not landing. Tszyu is waiting for the counter. He's going to have to start picking it up because the jab just knocked his head back slightly. That jab did as well. Fundora is throwing that jab. He's throwing that jab. He did land with the left. He's trying to keep that jab in the face of Tszyu, and it is working. Even though it might not be landing flush, it's definitely working because it's disrupting the timing of Tszyu. Tszyu just partially landed a straight left. Fundora is definitely taking this round with his activity. This is what the judges like to see. Left hand thrown by Tszyu, but he misses. Both of these guys are just standing there. They're throwing, but they're not landing. And both of these guys are very determined. Very, very determined. I love the body language of both fighters. Tszyu is looking for only one punch, which is a counter. And he's getting outworked in this round with 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. That right hand did land by Tszyu, and then the right hand lands by Fundora to respond to it. Left hand just landed by Tszyu. Then 2 double jabs lands by Fundora. Tszyu is definitely looking for one punch, and he's waiting for the counter. He's going to have to start picking his activity up. He can still possibly steal this round. Right-handed landed by Tszyu, but then a big left hand landed by Fundora. Fundora's just putting that jab out there. That jab definitely landed, and that one did as well. That left hook that Tszyu threw did not land. It landed on the shoulder. What kind of spinned off him. He tried to throw the 1-2, Tszyu did, and he missed both punches, swing and a miss. Fundora is just trying to box using that jab to disrupt the timing of Tszyu, which is what I told him to do in the keys of victories. Right hand did lead and land by Fundora. That round is over. I gave that round to Fundora decisively as we're coming up, pulling up to the 12th and final round. Man, what a fight. What a fight. And they're showing Gabriela Fundora, the sister and new IBF flyweight champion of Sebastian Fundora. I will tally up the scores a little later. And now the 12th and final round is here. Both men touch gloves, stand in the middle of the ring. Fundora's pumping that jab out as he always does. He just landed one. And Tszyu is leaving his hands up, his guards up, as he's trying to find range. Body shot down, but it was blocked. Right hand lands, then the left hand lands from Fundora. Fundora lands another left straight. Tszyu responds with two right hands, and one of those right hands popped the head back of Fundora. And now these guys are on the inside exchanging, but mostly not landing. The jab did land just now for Fundora. Body shot lands for Tszyu. Left hand lands for Tszyu. Tszyu is waiting for the counter. He's waiting for the counter so that he can throw the overhand right. Sometimes he get it and sometimes he don't. Like he just got it right there. Big right hand landed by Tszyu. And now Fundora is trying to make this an inside fight by pushing Tszyu off him. He's pumping the jab out there, but it's not landing. This is the 12th and final round. Fundora's throwing, but he's not landing. Tszyu just landed a big right hand again. And then Fundora responds with a left hook. And then Tszyu responds with a right hand. It looks like Fundora's eyes are black. And I told y'all earlier, that's a sign that his nose might be broken. Remember I told you that earlier? Fundora's activity definitely reduced. Was a big left hand that just landed straight down the middle for Tszyu. Right hand just landed by Tszyu. He's countering and he's doing really well. With 1 minute remaining in the 12th and final round. And both of these guys are trying to let their hands go. And Tszyu got the better of that exchange with two body punches. And then the left hand lands. Tszyu pushes Fundora off him. Fundora lands a left body shot, partially blocked. And both of these guys, big right hand in a fight by Tszyu, and then the left hand lands by Fundora. And both of these guys are trying to let their hands go. Fundora letting his hands go. Then Tszyu let his hands go. They're letting their hands go. Nothing's landing flush, but they just letting it go. Left hand lands flush by Fundora. With 20 seconds remaining in the 12th and final round. Jab lands by Fundora. Both of them threw big punches, but none of them landed. 10 seconds remaining. Tszyu trying to press the action. He backs up just a little bit. Fundora throws two punches and he missed. Swing and a miss again. Swing and a miss. And this fight is officially over. Now I have to score this fight. I'm going to score it right now. I just scored that round, but now I got it. Where my calculator at? Woo, that was a good fight. Really, really good fight. Really, really good fight. I'm going to tell you like this. Tszyu did a wonderful job considering all of the blood that was coming out of that cut on the top of his head. Fundora did a good job considering him losing some of the earlier rounds, getting that ring rust off as his nose was profusely bleeding. I see that his eyes are starting to black, but they're not puffy enough, but his nose possibly could be broken. Bottom line is this. Fundora could have made this a much easier fight. Much easier fight. Much easier fight if his right lead foot was on the outside of Tszyu's left foot. But because it wasn't, it made this fight a little bit harder, okay? This was a really good fight. I'm about to get my calculations together so I can make sure that my scorecards are accurate. Okay. Man, this was a good fight. I have the scorecard. 115 to 113 for Tszyu. There were a couple of swing rounds that could have went either way. 115, 113, Tszyu. That's my scorecard. Sebastian Fundora wins by split decision. 115, 113, Sebastian Fundora. I had it 115, 113, Tszyu. But remember, after the 9th round, I told y'all that it could go either way. I had it 86, Tszyu, 85, Fundora. Joe Goosen had it 86, 85, but 86 for Fundora. What I'm basically saying is, hey, there were 2 or 3 rounds, and I said it out loud, that could have went either way. If you betted on Fundora, who was a plus 500 in the beginning, went down to a plus 400, you made some big money. But there were about 1, 2, I would say about at least 3 or 4 though, at least 3 swing rounds that could have went either way. I am totally impressed with the decision. I have absolutely no problem with it. I mean, listen, 115, 113 could have went either way. That 116, 112 for Tszyu, once again, it was swing rounds. This is what boxing is all about, okay? The man came up as a last-minute replacement, 2.5 week notice, coming off of a knockout, and now getting the opportunity to not just compete and fight for a world title, not 1 but 2, but actually win it as the underdog. And the reason why Sebastian Fundora was able to get this fight is because my channel is predicated off of my saying, good representation in this business is priceless. So if Sebastian Fundora can come off of a knockout and get a shot at the title, so can Errol Spence. Errol Spence can come out from a year layoff, a knockout, and go straight at a world title shot, just like Fundora did. You see? Fundora wins, split decision, and he is now the new WBA, WBC 154-pound champion of the world. Who was that said that? Oh, man. Somebody just said, I called it. Who was that? I want to acknowledge you. Mr. Anderson, I did call it. Thanks. Could have went either way. Could have went either way. Sebastian Fundora. Nobody got knocked down either. But I want to tell y'all, I believe that blood psychologically started affecting Tszyu. He still was in the fight. He definitely still was in the fight. But of course, we know that his vision could have been impeded, but there's no excuses in boxing. He did a good job. Both of these guys, good fight. Both of them have heart of a lion. Both of those guys should be applauded. They both went in there, blood, sweat, tears, and glory. And this is what boxing is all about. And it wasn't Fundora's fault that the head of Tszyu was split. It wasn't his fault. This is what, hey, no excuses. This was a really good fight. The entire card was extremely entertaining from the first fight all the way to this fight. This is what happens in boxing. So who knows? Maybe Errol Spence will get Fundora next. I don't know. Maybe Crawford can get Fundora next. I don't know. Mr. Greg, no. Rolly Romero did not win. He actually got stopped in the 8th round by a barrage of unanswered punches, and the referee Taylor stopped this fight. There's Errol Spence. Let me hear what he got to say. Well, they had Errol Spence in the ring. Errol Spence said he want to fight him. Let me clarify that, Mr. Greg. Is Fundora a PBC fighter? Let me be clear on this. Sebastian Fundora is promoted by the man that's in the ring, raising his hand in Errol Spence's. And that's the guy right there. Some of you that are watching, his name is Samson Lukowitz. I've mentioned his name several times. And he's also a promoter of David Benavidez. Samson Lukowitz is. So technically speaking, if you want to call those guys a PBC fighter, you can, because their representation has a great business relationship with Al Heyman, and most of Samson Lukowitz fighters are on the PBC cards, from Fundora and, of course, David Benavidez. So technically, if you want to say that they're PBC fighters, you can, because remember, Premier Boxing Champions is the name of the banner for promotion and marketing purposes, right? So it's all good. I mean, look, when you see Boots, Jerron Boots Ennis on a PBC card, it doesn't necessarily mean he's a PBC fighter, because he's not. But Errol Spence jumped in the ring. I told y'all a long time ago when I first started on YouTube that anytime fighters get in the ring, matter of fact, I was in an interview with YSM, Sports Media. I said when fighters get in the ring, usually they fight next. Remember I told y'all that. And so, especially with PBC, have a history. When you get in the ring, you fight next. Remember Errol Spence got in the ring? After Danny Garcia fought Sean Porter? Remember that? And guess what? What fight was next? Sean Porter and Errol Spence. Remember Danny Garcia got in the ring? Remember? Remember when he got in the ring? Y'all remember that? Y'all got to go back and look. He got in the ring after Errol Spence fight. Right or wrong? After Errol Spence fought Sean Porter, Danny Garcia got in the ring. What happened? They fought next. Remember when Pacquiao got in the ring after Mikey Garcia fought Errol Spence? They was going to fight next, and then, you know, the torn retina was in his eye throughout the physical. These things happen. Remember when in my hometown, when Sammy Vargas fought Danny Garcia? I was at that fight, by the way, Leocore Center. Keith Thurman was commentating. He jumped in the ring, and what happened? They fought next. This is customary of PBC when you get in the ring. I told y'all earlier, didn't I tell you earlier with the video I published earlier? Errol Spence is more likely to be next to fight the winner of this fight over Terrence Crawford. Remember I told you that? Didn't I tell you that? Even though people kept saying, oh no, Tim Tszyu was in negotiations with Crawford. And what did I tell y'all earlier in the video I published? I said, why are we talking about Tszyu being in negotiations with Crawford, which I didn't believe it was true, if Tszyu got to get past Fundora tonight? And he didn't get past Fundora tonight. Y'all see my point? If I don't know anything else, I know boxing and I do know other things. But my point is, listen to the guy who's in the business. That's all I'm asking you to do. You're going to learn something. Ooh. I'm going to keep it all the way 100 with you. If Fundora, who's a southpaw, get in there with another southpaw, like Errol Spence. Now remember, people always say Errol Spence struggled with southpaws like he did with Terrence Crawford. Remember I told Terrence Crawford to beat Errol Spence, he got to stay in the southpaw stance from round 1 all the way to 12. Remember I told you? Some of y'all forget some of this stuff I be saying. All I'm saying is the technical flaws that Fundora have, he needs to work on it because Errol Spence is technically sound just like Tszyu. He's got to work on it. That will be a good fight. It's good to market. It's good to promote. Be a big fight. But all I'm saying is this. Right now, we got to let Fundora enjoy his win because that will be his first title defense. And that would be crazy if Errol Spence come in the 154-pound division and capture 2 belts by beating him if they fought. Or it would be even crazier if Terrence Crawford move up, vacate those belts, and then beat Fundora, because both of them can beat Fundora, and capture those 2 belts. It would be great. When I say crazy, I mean in a good way. That would be crazy for Terrence Crawford. Hey, 4 division. That would be crazy if Spence move up and take those 2 belts. 2 division. This is the fights that we love. You see on the screen it say Heyman Sports LLC. Some of y'all that's watching, what did that say on the screen? Heyman Sports LLC. I done told y'all. Dag, Rolly got hit, man. They showing a replay of all this. Yes, this is definitely the best card of the year so far. And speaking of the best card of the year, I'm going to say this live and living color, and I'm going to let you all go. Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia is in a couple of weeks, correct? Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia is in a couple of weeks, correct? Okay, now that we all agreed about that. I told y'all before, because they fighting over there in the Barclays Center. Some of y'all probably missed it. I'm going to give you this jewel again, and then we're going to move on. And I'll talk about it more and more as the fight time progresses. That undercard has to be immaculate if they want to sell big tickets on the East Coast, something that neither 2 of these guys have done so far, headlining a show in a big fight. That undercard has to be spectacular. Live gate and for pay-per-view purposes. It has, especially live gate. So they got to go in there and find some heavy-hitting big names or the names that's in the mid-tier that represent the East Coast to bring the fans out. All right? So their undercard, it don't have to be extraordinary as this one because what I tell y'all, PBC, they got the Android and iPhones and all the other promoters, they on that Booth Mobile. Not that Boost Mobile, that Booth Mobile. They on that Booth Mobile. See what I'm saying? So PBC has the product. That's why they're able to have, these type of big cards, 4 championship bouts in 1 pay-per-view. That's awesome. And of course, they have their connections and contacts with other promoters like a Samson Lukowitz. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is that the Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia undercard has to be great. If you hear that on another YouTube channel, you know where they got it from. But I'm glad that they're able to learn too. All I'm saying is, in order for that pay-per-view card to be good enough for us to accept the fact that boxing is back in 2024, that undercard has to be really, really entertaining. All right? Listen, I hope I did a good job tonight. I was rusty tonight. I haven't done commentating in a little minute, but I love when I do it. I scored the fights as well, which is what I'm going to always do. When I commentate fights, I'm scoring every round. All right? Y'all gonna get that as an added value compared to other channels. I want to make sure I'm scoring using my expertise, experience, and my certifications to score these fights as accurate as possible and unbiasedly, and at the same time, commentate. Appreciate all of y'all. Thank everybody for showing their support through their financial contributions. And thank all of you. Thank every last one of you all that came and invested your time. The most important asset is your time. And I thank you all. We right back live in living color on Monday. And you know what? I'm doing way too much talking.